I'm really excited about this new class that I'm preparing for Canby Bible College this fall. It's something a little bit different for me. It's called Designing Your Biblical Life. At the heart of this new class, Designing Your Biblical Life, is really answering the question of what does God want me to do with the rest of my life? This is a question that faces students as they're coming into college and trying to figure out their major. It faces people mid-career who are thinking about maybe what's next for them. And it's facing people who are at the encore of their life and thinking, what does God want to do with me for the rest of my life? I still have a lot of energy. I want to contribute. What should I do? What you'll gain from taking this class is a much clearer understanding of God's special purpose for you. We understand that God wants us to glorify Him and enjoy Him forever, but how that translates into how He's uniquely made us as individuals, that's a difficult problem. And this is where we often get stuck. And this is where sometimes we find that life kind of just happens. And we wake up one morning thinking, why am I doing what I'm doing? I really don't see the connection between what I'm doing and what God has equipped me to really do. That's what we want to discover in this class, and that's why we call it Designing Your Biblical Life. We're going to base this class on an enormously popular course that was developed at Stanford University called Designing Your Life. And it was developed by a couple of design engineers whose expertise is really designing products that work really well with human beings. And they've taken the same design thinking and applied that to how do we make human lives that work really well with human beings. We're going to take that one step further, and we're going to apply a biblical foundation to these principles so that you can really design a biblical life that God wants for you. And what's exciting about it is it really opens up a lot of freedom to explore all the different options that God may have for you, and helps you to figure out how those options match with your particular giftings, your particular skills and talents, your particular desires that God has given you. And it creates not one, but actually three possibilities for how your life could look like going into the future. We want to help you develop those, and we want to identify which one is the most attractive for you right now, and give you tools on how to start today on pursuing that particular life. We're going to explore ideas like prototyping. These are design thinking ideas that we apply to our lives as we build out the design for our biblical life. We explore ways to get started. We explore ways to collaborate with both each other and with other people who have paved the way before us, so that we really land on the best design for our lives that God has for us. I really encourage you to think seriously about taking this course, no matter what stage of life you're in. We spend far too little time actually thinking through what God wants for us and what He has in terms of the good works that He's prepared. Let's join together and figure that out. That's what we mean by designing your biblical life.